This is TwistLine Podcast. Tonight, a story about a phone call from someone who should not exist. A child who calls you mom or dad, even though you never had one. And she says you left her in a place that isn't supposed to be real. Take a breath and listen carefully, because at 3:12 a.m., anything can reach you, even someone who was never born. Chapter 1: The First Call. I woke up at 3:12 a.m. to the sound of my phone ringing. Not the alarm, not a notification, a call. The ringtone wasn't mine. A soft melody, like a broken music box, slow, off-key. I looked at the screen. No name, no number. Just 3 words. Unknown child caller. I frowned. Probably spam, but my thumb moved on its own, and I answered. Pause. A tiny voice whispered, "Mom?" My heart dropped. "Who is this?" I asked. The girl hesitated. "You don't remember me, do you?" "I don't have a daughter." "Yes, you do," she said. "You just left me in the dark place." A cold shiver crawled up my spine. "What dark place?" The girl inhaled shakily. Then she whispered, "The place you put me before I was born." The call ended. Dead silence. Chapter 2: The Voicemails You Never Made. I stared at the phone. No call history, no logs, no trace the call ever happened. I should have gone back to sleep, but something made me check my voicemail. There were 5 new recordings, all time-stamped at 3:12 a.m. I pressed play. The first voicemail was just breathing, small, shaky, like a child trying not to cry. The second voicemail: "I tried to find you, Mom, but it's cold here." The third: "There's no light, just doors, so many doors." The fourth: "You said you'd come back for me." My pulse hammered. I had never spoken to this girl, never left any place, never had a child. Then I played the 5th voicemail. It wasn't her voice. It was mine. My voice whispered, "Don't open the door for her, whatever you do." I dropped the phone because I had never recorded that message, ever. Chapter 3: The Child's Room. The morning felt wrong. Colors muted, air heavier. I walked to the kitchen and stopped cold. A small pair of wet footprints led from the front door toward the hallway. Child-sized, bare feet. I followed them slowly until they stopped in front of a door I had never seen before. A door in my own hallway that shouldn't be there. A child's bedroom door, painted pale yellow, with stickers, stars, butterflies, a name carefully written in purple crayon: Lila. My hands shook. I turned the handle. The room inside was immaculate. Soft pink walls, stuffed animals, a small bed. Pictures covered the dresser. Photos of a woman, me, holding a smiling little girl with dark curly hair. A little girl I had never met. Every photo had the same date in the corner: 3/12, the day we found each other. I backed away. This wasn't possible. This wasn't real. Then my phone buzzed. A text from unknown child caller. "Mom, I'm at the door. Don't Forget Me Again. Chapter 4. The Door That Appeared at 3:12 a.m. I ran to the front door. No one was there, but something was. A shadow, small, frozen behind the glass. Footsteps pattered, child-sized, trying to be patient. My hand lifted, almost opening the door. But then I remembered my own voice in the voicemail. Don't open the door for her. The shadow stopped moving, as if it heard my thoughts. Slowly, deliberately, it pressed its face against the glass. I didn't see a child. I saw a shape, a silhouette twisted wrong, like a drawing of a girl sketched by someone who had never seen a real one. She whispered, "Mom, let me in. I'm cold." I choked. "Where are you calling from?" She said, "From the place you left me. The place with the doors. You remember, don't you?" Her tiny hand lifted, except the fingers were too long, too thin, like they were stretching toward me. I stepped back. The shape at the door smiled. "You forgot Lila once. Don't forget me again." My phone rang again. 3:12 a.m., even though it wasn't night anymore. Chapter 5. The Other Life. Over the next few days, my house changed. More pictures appeared. Drawings, children's toys, little pink socks in the laundry. I lived alone, always had, but every morning something new showed up. And all of it belonged to a child I never had. I went to a therapist. I explained everything, the calls, the room, the pictures. He listened quietly, too quietly. When I finished, he sighed and said, "So the memories still haven't come back?" I stared at him. "What memories?" He folded his hands. "Your daughter. Her disappearance, the trauma. I never had a daughter." He gave me a sad look. "You told me the same thing last year, right after the incident at 3:12 a.m. My chest tightened. Right after the incident at 3:12 a.m. Chapter 6. The Truth About 3:12 a.m. I demanded he explain everything, and what he told me still haunts me. "You came to me a year ago, terrified, saying your daughter, Lila, was taken." "Taken by who?" I whispered. "Not who, what?" He slid a file toward me. Inside were reports, photos, recordings, all variations of the same event. 3:12 a.m. A child disappears. A parent forgets the child ever existed, and a basement door appears out of nowhere. "You told me," he said, "that something erased her and erased your memory of her, but left pieces. Pieces like footprints, drawings, calls, rooms, voices, shadows at the door. You said the place she was taken to had endless doors," he continued. "A maze between worlds, a place children shouldn't be able to enter." My voice cracked. "How did I lose her?" His expression darkened. "You opened the wrong door." Chapter 7. Return to the room. I went home shaking, went to the child's bedroom, opened it. The lights flickered. The walls had changed. All the pink was gone. Instead, handprints, tiny, frantic handprints smeared across the walls like something had been crawling, trying to escape. The bed was shredded, claw marks, long, deep, too big for a child. a whisper crawled across the room. "Mom?" I froze. The voice came from under the bed, a small, trembling whisper. "You finally remembered me." Something shifted in the dark, dragging itself closer. A hand emerged first, thin, gray, stretched like paper soaked in water. "Come with me, Mom. Come to the place you left me." I stumbled backward, but the child crawled out. Her face was wrong, mouth too wide, eyes too black, limbs too long. But she wore the same dress as the photos, and she smiled like she remembered me, even if I didn't remember her. Chapter 8. Lila's World. She grabbed my wrist. The world tore open. Suddenly, darkness. Endless halls, thousands of doors, each one silent, cold, waiting. The dark place. She led me through the maze. "This is where you left me, Mom. Where you put me, before I was born. Between worlds." "That's impossible," I whispered. "You didn't want me," she said simply, "so I was put here, where the forgotten ones go." I shook my head. "I never had a child." "You did," she said, voice breaking, "but you chose a life where I didn't exist." She pointed to a door, my door. "On the other side of that is the version of your life where you kept me." I stepped toward it, but she grabbed my hand tightly. "You can't open it." "Why?" Her eyes glistened. "Because if you choose that life now, I disappear. Forever." I stared at the door that led to the life where she was real, and the child who only existed because something went wrong. "Please, Mom," she whispered. "Don't leave me again." Chapter 9. The Choice. I stood between two impossible options. A child who never existed, but who needed me. Or a life where she had existed, but I had abandoned her. I knelt down, held her strange, trembling hands. "Lila, what do you want?" She looked up with those dark, broken eyes. "I want to go home, with you. Anywhere, just not here." My throat tightened. "Then take me back." She smiled slowly, sadly. "I can't leave this place," she whispered. "It's not made for living things." My heart cracked. "Then what am I supposed to do?" She touched my chest gently. "Remember me, and don't close the door when I come back." Chapter 10. 3:12 a.m. Again. The world snapped back. I was in my bed. Breath shallow. Hands shaking. 3:11 a.m. The house silent. I stared at the door. I knew what was coming. 3:12 a.m. The knocks began. Soft. Small. Hopeful. And a tiny voice whispered, "Mom?" I found my way back. I stood. Walked to the door. Hand trembling on the handle. She whispered again, "Please, don't forget me this time." I took a deep breath and turned the handle. This was TwistLine Podcast. If you ever hear a child calling you at 3:12 a.m., be careful.
Some doors open to places you never meant to visit. Some lives you were never meant to live. And some children, even the ones you never had, never stop trying to come home. Good night.